All right, Mr. J. So first, I wanted to talk to a little bit about you and your journey working together over the past, I think, 12 months, maybe
Yeah,
13. Yeah. So if you can share with us a little bit about like who you are and what you do and your gym, and then how we started working together, and then lastly, how it's been in how we've helped your business.
well, I have actually been in the business now for probably, gosh, 25 years. And business has always been kind of up and down for me. I started out my career in fitness as a pro bodybuilder.
Awesome.
During that time, I became really busy with fitness clients, training competitors to become bodybuilders and fitness competitors and stuff like that. So,
Amazing.
to make a long story short, I carried that over into a business and started training to become bodybuilders as well as the average person that just wanted to lose weight and become healthy in their own rights. So now, with that being said, fast forward here 15, 20 years, I have my own facility. I have about 115 clients right now that I'm working with, clients and regular members, so on and so forth. And business is good at times, and sometimes it's not. But I'm still in business.
Very good. So if you can share a bit of reality for some people who might be watching this of where your business was and how we helped you kind of bring your business back to life.
Okay, I mean, do you want me to tell
Yeah.
the real story, or
Yeah, I
do you?
mean
I
you can
mean,
just be honest. Like that's all I'm
okay, all
asking. I'm
right,
not
all
asking
right,
to embellish, just be open and
okay,
honest.
all right. No, no, no. It wasn't going to be an embellishment. I was saying, do you need more? Well, how much is your gym membership? And I responded, my gym memberships are this, blah blah blah. Because remember, I'm struggling, so anything is good for me right now. And I responded. And the person responded back like, hey, a little bit about it, this, that, and the other. And he's like, wow, that's great, blah, blah, blah. Do you need more members? And at that point, I thought, okay, I know what this is. I've been down. This is what I've done this before too. But, on that particular day, kind of blow stuff off like that. But on that particular day, I was in the entertaining mode. So I entertained it. And, that is how Brandon and our relationship started. So Brandon was like, hey, you might get on a phone call with me. I was like, no, not at all. Let's do it. And we touched bases and we went over some things. And Brandon was like, man, I can help you. You have all the bones that you need. Everything you need is right there. You just need somebody to point you in the right direction. Fortunately enough for me, I had already been through, programs and, big programs of people you probably already heard of. And so I was doing my own little ads and trying to do it, the way I had, was taught to do it and what was successful for me in the past. But I would get a membership here, client here, new client there, but it just wasn't working. And therefore, Brandon and our relationship started. And Brandon broke everything down for me to the point where it was easy for me to ingest and to the point where it had begun to work incrementally. And we was trying to figure out what worked for me and my business. And it was probably about 3 or 4 months in. And Brandon called me out of the blue and then said, hey, I need you to get on this call. We get on the call and there's like 5 other gym members on there. And I'm hearing all of these success stories from, 2 of the gym members. And I'm listening to them and I'm thinking, model ain't no different from mine. As a matter of fact, my facility's more equipped than what, they're equipped. I mean, I'm thinking about, what Brandon said, like you have all the bones, but like, well, what am I doing wrong? So I started thinking, matter of fact, within that call, write down notes of all the things that, that I could compare to these successful gym owners that they were doing. And after the call, I text Brandon, I said, Brandon, I got something I'm working on. I'm gonna send it to you. Let me know what you think. And so I sent it to him. And the next day he was like, man, that's wild. Let's do it. Let's see how it works. And lo and behold, we set the ads up, turned the ads back on, turned them up. I guess, well, in my opinion, Brandon, like he turned them up really high because I was getting like 10, 15 leads a day, like bang, 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 all day long. And so what I did was I kind of changed, some things in my pricing structure to meet the demographics of my area based on the information Brandon had gave me. And I mean, like clockwork. I mean, I had began to sell what, Brandon, 3, 4, 5 8, 9 in a week, based on the structures and stuff
Yeah,
I had
I
changed.
remember. I remember. We were also practicing some sales. So
Right, right,
practicing
right,
sales,
right.
call
Hmm.
structures, objection
Yeah.
handling. And we were
Hmm.
practicing that for a few weeks, and then
Absolutely.
I feel
Yep.
like it was really three things that helped. One, it was a belief, because I
Hmm.
think after
Yep.
being in the down for so long, you
That it was
so that
pottery.
meeting, I wanted to have a little bit of obviously like the results we had for other gyms and how where they're doing, but also I wanted
Hmm.
to just show you do have an opportunity in front of you. You're just not seeing it. That's number one.
Right. You don't believe.
Yeah,
You
you
need to
don't
be
see
like
it.
Neil.
And the thing is, when I am working with gyms, I see all the numbers. I see how many closes they're getting, and I'm like, you're getting more leads, you're spending less money, but you're
Mhm.
closing less people.
Right.
It's a belief. So that's one.
That's right. That's
Second
right.
thing is, I know you've been through programs, so you're super coachable. So I was like, let's spend some time in sales. And then all of a sudden, I didn't hear from you for a couple weeks, and then 2 days later, you're like, Brandon, I booked 5 people for
Right.
appointments. And all
Hmm.
of a sudden, I was like, something has shifted, whether that's
Right.
a belief or whether that's a skill. And this is one of the things I realized. It's like we can pour leads into a business, but that doesn't mean the business is going to be able to have the belief that they can capitalize
That's
or
right.
the skills to turn them from leads to new members or from cold to sold. And so, is that everything? I guess, okay, now continue your story in terms of closing, in terms of how many clients you got, and then your revenue from when we started to how much it grew.
So yeah, so once we kind of got to the point where I was booking the appointments, because like Brandon said, I had been through a program before. So booking the clients, I kind of had a decent, I guess you could say, communication process to where I could book them and get them in the door if I had a chance to talk to them. But then came the problem of me selling them and me believing in what I'm selling. I had confidence that I could help them, but I had to believe that my product was sellable or was, I guess, attractive for the most part.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we made some changes to that to the point where we had a list of attractive offers. So it was kind of a no-brainer there. And then, like I said, Brandon drilled me on, okay, find out, what the problem is. I mean, we went through like sometimes an hour or so of just drilling on like, hey, when they give you this objection, this what you say. When they give you this objection, say this, and to the point where I had kind of gotten comfortable in my own way to where when I come upon an objection, I'd be like, okay, well, talk to me about it. Tell me what's going on with that, and kind of get them to start talking about it and try to solve the objections. I did learn this, and I still do it to this day. If they come up with an objection, stop right there and then just go right into that objection. Okay, what is that objection? Okay, well, I need to talk to my husband. Okay, well, what's going on with your husband? Will he not approve of what you're doing? Oh no, he's approved. So okay, so talk to me. Got to be something a little bit deeper than that. So get into the process of what that objective is and just kind of get it until now they're all out of objections. And now what you do is go back and then you just show them what your offerings are again. So that is where I, learned to kind of from Brandon, of course, to kind of which helped build my business as far as helping me build that revenue stream. Because when I first started, well, when Brandon first called me, I'll give you the numbers. I don't have anything high, but my numbers, my rent for 5,000, almost 5,000 square feet is 6,200. I wasn't even making half of that. And I don't to this day I can't look back and figure out how I made it from then to now, but here we are, you know. And since working with Brandon, I'm just put it this way, making at least triple my rent to the point where I can kind of pay rent, pay lights, take care of my family at the same time. I'm still on the cusp of, like doing a balancing act, but still, it's a whole lot better than where I was when I first got with him, you know.
100%.
And
100%.
if I can keep no, I'm not gonna say if keeping this process going in the way that we have it going and learning as my business grows is probably going to be a part of the problem. Because I remember I kept telling you, I'm having so many leads come in now and sign up so many people, I'm going to have to start figuring out how to add a class. Remember we talked about that. And you was like, okay, cool. I got a strategy for that too. When we get there, we'll talk about that. Let's just keep going right now. And and the rest is history. Here we are.
Yep.
in a nutshell for the most part. That was the kind of
100%.
shortcut version.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. And so it's interesting because, luckily I've been in your corner. I see some things. Also,
absolutely.
I was like, we got to keep writing this out and we got to keep growing. So, you know what? It's been fantastic working with you, man. You're probably one of the most coachable, humble dudes I've worked with so far, and I honestly believe that 2025 is going to be your best year
Mm.
because there's just literally a few things we need to do, but obviously do well, be efficient. Just like when you compete, you got to be dialed in now. Because I literally,
Absolutely.
and the funny thing is, I remember because obviously Jay is a bodybuilder. I was like, look, imagine your sales the next 12 weeks, baby, is like week one. And I was like, hey, and I remember me texting, I was like, hey, week
Yeah,
three. And then
yeah,
you're just
that's
like,
right.
and I feel like that was like prep, baby. We're in prep mode,
Right, right. Took me
you know?
back to my roots.
So
Like,
you're
okay,
like,
right,
I
we're in
just
prep
gotta,
mode, right?
and obviously, if you've never competed in bodybuilding, I competed once, so I have like a glimmer, and it's just like prep mode, like peak week,
Mhm.
and you're like, get my
Yeah, you
cardio
got to
in,
dial in.
gym. You gotta mentally just
Yeah,
everything.
you,
You
you got
cut
to dial
everything
in.
out. You gotta get your 2 workouts a day. You gotta get all your stupid amounts of protein in. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta meal
Got to
prep.
dial
So
in.
you're
That's
basically
right.
living in the gym and the kitchen. That's your life. Gym,
Yep.
kitchen, and sleep. That's it. So obviously in business, it's like call, book, close. And obviously training is there still, but
Mm-hmm.
you just got to dial the hell in. So yeah, man, great work. Definitely see so much more potential and so happy to be working with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.